Ouch.
just in case.
Ouch.
So, just in case it did something. So it's
Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan. Top G has returned to the US. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate just landed in Florida after being stuck in Romania for over a year, facing charges of human trafficking, money laundering, and also a bunch of other stuff. Now they're alleged victims of furious. Legal experts are sounding the alarm, and even Florida's governor is maybe distancing himself from them. Fair use.
there you go. There you go.
Fair use.
Listen. We live in a democratic society where it's innocent until proven guilty, and I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood. There's a lot of opinions about us, a lot of things that go around about us on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever. We have no criminal record anywhere on the planet ever. Our case was dismissed on the 19th of December in Romania under the Biden administration. And our prosecutor recently decided, because we have no active indictment in court, to let us go and return. This is a democratic society. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, as my brother and I are. And I think it's extremely important that we stop allowing media spin, wrap-up smears, lies, or carefully constructed narratives from George Soros-funded operations trying to destroy the reputations of good people who have no intention to do anything other than follow the law.
Why are you in Florida? Why Donald Trump help get you in trouble? Did Donald Trump help?
We have no involvement in that. I read about it through the media. Clearly, the federal government has jurisdiction, whether they want to rebuff his entry into the United States. And I have confidence that whether it's Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, that they will be looking at that. I do know our Attorney General, James Boothmeyer, is looking at what state hooks and jurisdiction we may have to be able to deal with this. But the reality is no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct in the air. And I don't know how it came to this. We were not involved. We were not notified. I found out through the media that this was something that was happening. Okay, guys.
So what's going on over here? RJ.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I think there's a high probability that there's a very high probability that the current administration had a role in it directly or indirectly. I do think that we need to we tend to blow up things usually, saying, hey, you know, it's the government, and yeah, we don't know. That's the whole thing. What we know is the what's the governor's name? I forgot his name. DeSantis, yeah. So Ron DeSantis was saying, I didn't know. That's all he said. He said, I wasn't involved. It was the federal government that was involved.
Me know nothing. Me know nothing.
I don't,
You should have said
exactly.
it. That's how you should have said it. Florida, that's how you communicate. That's how everyone understands. Me know nothing.
Yeah, especially in Florida. But guys, before we proceed, of course, let us know if you think that the government had something to do with it. Do you think that President Trump's administration had something to do with it? Also, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon as well. But yeah, let us know what you think about this story. Remember, the best comment will get an honorable mention in a future show during the comment of the week section. But yeah, as just to finish what I was saying, KR, I think we need to go by the facts. What do we know? We know that charges were dropped in Romania. We know that when he was in Romania, he was held there. They both of them. So both Tristan and Andrew were held there on serious convictions. It's no jokes. The convictions were very serious. We also know that there wasn't enough evidence, so they let them go. Then they like, I think they were out like on a couple of months, started going online, maybe recording some things. They were
some
back in
traction.
jail. They were back in jail, then they were out again, and now the case has been dismissed. So that's what we know. There are some questionable videos of questionable behaviors out there.
We've covered a couple of them in the past.
Both of them, I think. But hey, as an attorney, I have to go by what the law states. You might have I'm not saying that they did it or that they didn't do it. I'm saying that you cannot say someone is guilty without that person having been convicted as such, because even when someone unalives a person, that person might be found not guilty because it was self-defense, for example. Or for example, if there's war, and because then other rules apply. So we need to be I mean, a lot of people can't distinguish those two from each other, right? So you did it or not in real life, but is it punishable, and have you actually been convicted? So that's what I have to say about this for now. But proceed, please.
Let's get a quick refresher. So Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate, self-proclaimed top Gs, were arrested back in Romania somewhere in December 2022. They were accused of human trafficking, forced entry, and also running a organized crime group. They denied everything, calling it a global conspiracy, saying that the Matrix was out to get them. And since then, they have spent 3 months in jail, then months under house arrest. Then they got arrested again. They were banned from leaving Romania for a while everything dragged on. And I think we covered it in December last year. Their case was dismissed. Some of the things that were seized were brought back. And now they went on a private jet to Florida, landed there thanks to allegedly Trump's team stepping in. One thing you want to say, RJ, and you have to look at this from both sides, right? People are saying allegedly Trump's team has stepped in. You got to look at it on both sides, both ends of the spectrum. You cannot say it has to balance out. So if Trump's team, because that's his conspiracy theory, right? If Trump's team was able to step in and let Romania, let's say, loosen these restrictions a little bit, that could also mean that another government could have done the same, the opposite way. That's something people never think about. They always say, okay, Trump did this, Trump did that. But what about the fact that maybe if Trump was able to do this on this side of the coin, it could mean that it also happened the other side, if it's true. Which means that some governments might have been pushing for him to get locked up, even though there is not enough evidence, or maybe trumped up evidence. Because let's be honest, if the prosecutor drops the case because there was not enough evidence, which seems to have happened in December, it means that, hey, you're not going anywhere. But they still were under house arrest. They still were, even though there was no case. What does that mean? What does that say about maybe someone else meddling into this whole situation? RJ.
Talking about meddling, KR, remember that a certain president with allegedly Alzheimer's pardoned his whole family. So governments, people, there's always intervention. Now, I also want to say something about Romania. Very beautiful.
Preemptively pardoning as well
Yeah.
for someone.
Yeah.
He has done nothing, but you preemptively pardon him for whatever he
Just
did.
in case they
Just
did
in
something.
case. Ouch.
Just in case.
Ouch.
So, just in case they did something. So it's it's crazy to me how even if there was involvement, we need to be, we tend, like, when people we don't like do certain things, we get mad. When people we like do certain things, we're like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
they're the same. Remember, KaiR, the same. There was this woman, a journalist. This clip went viral as well. When Trump pardoned, she said,
Oh, yeah, I saw
how
that
is
one,
this
yeah.
possible? When Biden pardoned, she said, it's understandable. What can you expect? Can you expect something else? I mean, it's
RJ, tells you a lot about the whole thing about the pardoning stuff, right? Because we're deviating a little bit because there's something between politics and also the Tate brothers, right? This is why we're deviating a little bit. But the fact that someone has to pardon his whole family after his stint, and Trump didn't pardon his family after his first stint. He didn't. What about that? He didn't need to.
yes, and not only that, KaiR, not only that, the pardoning, but after there was the laptop with the son, Biden's laptop. Then there were allegations on Biden's certain voice messages. He was basically saying that his father, or at least you could insinuate that his father was also involved. So it was a
With
mess.
the Ukrainian
So to
stuff.
get back in this case to the Tate brothers, if there were involvements in the case, hey, at the end of the day, I don't know if they are, at least they have American citizenships.
I think they do. Their father was an American.
Yeah,
Mom is
so-
British. So
Yeah. So if they do, I mean, if they're Americans,
hey,
Then-
I'm gonna go super tinfoil hat.
okay.
KB, put a tinfoil hat on my head right now.
Yeah.
Virtual one. What if Trump is gonna utilize them to be part of who their father was, which is an agent?
Is that confirmed?
He said it himself. His dad was part of the agency.
Yeah.
Is this?
That would be crazy.
Are they reeling him in to be part of the agency, and maybe influence people in long term?
That would be
Hey,
crazy.
who knows, man? Super tinfoil hat right here.
Yeah.
It's just when you were talking, it just came up. It's not like I sit here and think about this stuff before the show. It just comes up while we talk to each other. It just sparks.